Hello. Hey, Grateful. Hey, User. Hey, Nicole. I don't know why every time I get ready to go live, like my voice be like going in and out. It's quite annoying. Quite annoying. Hey, everyone. Hey, Sweet Tea. Hey, April. Hey, Manya. So typically I was going to do a Zoom call with some of my mentees, but I was like, hey, we just want to come over to TikTok Live and do the Zoom call, and just go over like some Q&A with them that they put in the private group, that you guys will have access to, so you'll be able to learn, right? Hey, Kim. Hey, Tamara. So I'm just trying to let them know in a group that I'm live so that they can jump on. I don't want to, so I have a list of questions that they've already shared that I'm going to go over. But I don't want to start until they're all here. Hey, love. Hey, Sharon. So let me just make a quick post and let everybody know we're live. And then while I am live, hey, Miss Crystal. Yeah, so the consultation, that is the one. Yes, ma'am. And then on that one, you'll be able to like ask me any questions if you want to map out what you want to do, and what that looks like. We can do that. So basically, literally, whatever you want to do is what we'll do in that call. Hey, Madeline. Hey. And then I'm going to have, so actually another coach is going to be jumping on live with me too in a little bit. His name is Kelvin McNeil. Can you guys like the live while we're here, while we're just waiting for everybody to join? Love is free, right? All you gotta do is tap your screen. Let me tap my screen with y'all. But literally, if we could just tap the screen and like the live while we give everybody time to join. And then all right, so I made one post. Let me make sure I got it. Any other one too. That way everybody's notified. I'm gonna give them a couple of minutes to jump on. I got so many tabs open, I can't find the one I'm looking for. I just opened a new one. Thank y'all, I appreciate it. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for joining. I'm actually bringing up the group so I can go ahead and start answering the questions that we have as soon as I can bring it up. I literally just was messaging in this. It's so weird. So weird. So while we're here though, I always like to start off with wins, anything that I do. So if y'all want to share y'all wins, what wins have y'all been having? I know some of you are mentees, so go ahead and tell me what wins you guys are having. Do you have to have a certification or license to start a BPO? So you don't have to have, it depends on the service. So like if you're doing telemarketing and cold sales, then yes, that turns into some legality. because you are cold calling, right? So now you are in the realm of the do not call list and things like that. I don't do that and I don't teach that. So yeah, but depending on the service. So if that's something that you want to offer, then yes, you will run into issues with that. All right, so let me get started on some of the questions. So I was asked, let's see. So one of the questions was, can you only start with a RAS and the Pledge Direct when they have, or can you add like Live Ops or NextRep if you haven't heard of those? So to answer that question, it's a no. No, you cannot add Live Ops or NextRep or any other platform. The Pledge Client and the RAS are the only platforms that actually allow you to leverage their contracts that they have. And actually the Pledge doesn't have a public IBO program, so you have to actually know someone so that they can get you into that contract. So it's myself and then 2 other ladies that actually have access to that and that are able to onboard other IBOs. We're not onboarding at this moment, but you do have to know someone to get access to the Pledge Client. What's the name of the other one? Which other one, love? Did you mean the Pledge Client? And then while you're with a Pledge Client, yes. So the Pledge Client, like I said, it's only myself and then 2 other individuals that are actually able to onboard you. So, but they're not accepting any IBOs right now, so we can't even onboard you. So, like my last group, it was like 30 mentees in my last group, and about half of them were able to get the Pledge Client, and we onboarded like 600 agents in like 3 weeks. But so yeah, right now they haven't opened it up to onboard any more IBOs. Once they do, I'll definitely make a post. You guys will know, and I'll let you know. So if it is an inbound outbound center for a BPO, you don't have to have a certification or license. You don't have to have a license. It also is like what it also will depend on where you're located, right? So different states may have different like licenses. Typically just a traditional business license that all of them want you to have when you first register with the Secretary of State is fine. But you would want to just Google that for your state. And then let's see. So Lauren asked me, where would we obtain 1099 contract and service agreement? So I don't have a contract and bundle that I sell separately. It is something that's included in the Business in a Box. It's one of many things that's included in the Business in a Box. So if that's something you're looking for me, that's how you get access to it. Outside of that, you would actually have to create your own contracts yourself. So the most important contract that you're going to need, though, is your 1099 contract. The 1099 contract and your service agreement contract, right? And you can combine them. You can just make like one whole service agreement, and it includes everything that would be on a 1099 contract, which you're basically just telling them and making it very clear that they are 1099. They're not an employee. What your service fee is that will be taken out of their paycheck, and any other things that you offer. Like some IBOs offer bonuses, some offer like a lower service fee based off of the amount of hours they work. So that would just depend on what you actually offer in your business, and then you will have that information on your service agreement. Okay, so then let's see, what else did she ask? She also asked, do we need to purchase anything additional to having the automations bundle? So if you have my automations bundle, the only thing, there's nothing else that you would need as far as purchasing. You literally have everything. So there's nothing else that you would need with the automations bundle. Let's see, I'm confused about, so Miracle says, I'm confused about what we would be needing to create one if we don't have the automation bundle. As far as CRM. So you definitely need a CRM. You need a CRM so that your agents can log into it. So your agents can log into it, especially when they're applying, right? And then you want to automate. So when you're doing business, the whole goal is for you to create a machine. You need to create a machine. And thank you everyone who's joining. Go ahead and like the live while you're here. So you want to create a machine. So don't just think as your business, because if you don't create a machine, you're creating a new job, right? So you want to create some type of machine so that your business can operate smoothly and you can do less and less work, right? So how I set everything up and how I teach is that you can work part-time and earn a full-time income if you have the right system set up, right? So when you get a CRM, you want to get a CRM so I have a CRM, it's all in one. If you want access to that, you can absolutely have access to it. If you don't want to get the bundle, you can still get it. And then you can build everything out yourself, right? So with that, it's an all-in-one CRM. So it allows them, as soon as they apply, it inputs them into your CRM. It has a membership portal. You're able to automate the onboarding process for them. You're able to create marketing workflows and things like that. So, and then host your website, host your social media, do your social media planning, all of these things. So that's why you want something. And when I first started, let me just tell y'all this. When I first started, I was using several different things to try to create this machine that I'm telling you guys about. So I originally was using Wix, and I was using Wix for my website hosting and then email marketing. And then I was using TextMagic for my text marketing. And then I was using DocuSign for the documents. I was using Gusto for payroll. I was using Thinkific for orientation so that I could have a pre-recorded orientation. They just go through it. What else was I using? I was using a system called Beatrix, which is kind of similar to like Trello or stuff like that. I was using that to like keep myself organized in my team when my family was working with me. What else was I using? It was a lot. Let me tell y'all, it was a lot. So now it's one CRM, right? And that's what's important. You creating a machine. So now it's one CRM. Everything is in one place. It makes it seamless, because when I tell you and then I also had the email, right? So I had to send out emails and text messages for every single person. And in the beginning, depending on how you start and how quickly your marketing picks up, like I went viral immediately. So I did not have time. And a lot of people, one of their videos will go viral. They're not prepared because they don't have this machine. So now you have all these leads, all these applicants, and you have to go by one and basically hold their hand through the process because you don't have a machine, right? And that's also how you lose applicants, because one, they haven't really heard about virtual call centers, and then they find you because you popped up there on their For You page. Then guess what? You don't have your stuff together. It's taking you too long to get back to them, or you're not answering their questions quick enough. So they're on to the next one, because everything is going to be, other call centers are going to be popping up on their screen now. So then you're going to have people like, oh, well, let me just go with this other IBO because they're ready. So in the beginning, you want to start off on the right foot and have your systems in place. So if you got questions about that, you can go ahead and leave a comment in there, and then I'll answer it. So moving on to Barbara. Barbara asks, Barbara asked me to go into more detail about the white label method that I mentioned on IG for BPO call center. So basically, just to give you a quick overview of what that would look like, it's you would open your BPO call center. It's like the most cost effective. So if you're strapped for cash and you're like, I still want to do this, I want to do a BPO call center, what you're going to do is leverage my BPO call center to service your clients. So all you have to do is have your website. You don't have to get the VoIP system. You do still need a CRM though. So you still need a CRM, and that's for email marketing, right? Email and text marketing and everything like that. So you still need that. But my agents will actually provide the service for your clients. So all you have to do is have a website and start marketing and onboarding clients, and we actually complete the service for it, right? So that is just a quick overview of the white label method if you wanted to go that route when it comes to the BPO call center. Hi, love. Hi, Gina. I do have a link in my bio if you want to apply. So all you have to do is click the link. You can apply. You'll see apply to work from home. Once you apply, just make sure that you check your inbox and your spam folder immediately, because you'll have access to orientation. You'll go through orientation. It's self-paced, very, very quick. Everything is fully automated for you. And then once you go through orientation, you'll go ahead and move forward with the registration process. And orientation is like 30 minutes, so it's not a long orientation. Like I said, it's self-paced. You can speed up the replay of it, whatever you would like to do. And just make sure you use the codes when you register, and then you'll have access to the portal, and you can go ahead and select your client to start working from home. You do have to be able to pass a 7-year background check. And you do have to have a laptop or a desktop. So, and you see how easy that was? And that's why you want a machine. That's why you want a machine, because I can have that conversation, and then she's going to be fully serviced. She'll have access to everything immediately. I haven't touched anything, and I can still focus on this. This is why you need to build out a machine, and you need the right CRM and the right automations. So next thing, you go to the next question. If y'all have questions, y'all can put them in the chat. I'm just going over the questions that are in like our private group. So let's see, what was the next question? A lot of them just said, add it to the calendar, see you tonight. Okay, so they're all asking about BPO, so I just went over that. And then when it comes to the automation bundle, so there's a question, Christy asks, what is actually included in the automation bundle? So I'm gonna go over that. Hey, call me Sealy. Just now joining. Are you servicing Cali? So as far as the IBO call center, my IBO call center, no, we're not able to hire any individuals in Cali. And then for my BPO call center, I'm not currently hiring yet. I am able to hire in California, but I'm not hiring right now. But if you want to send me a message, then I will definitely send you a link to apply once we are hiring. Is it easy to get clients for the BPO? It's way easier than y'all think. The same amount of effort it's going to take y'all. And can we like the live while we're here, just so that we can move up in the algorithm? But the same amount of time it takes you to market to agents, you're literally just changing your target audience, right? So instead of marketing to agents, you will be marketing to clients. So it's literally the same amount of work and effort. It's just a different target audience. So which states do you hire in? I can hire in every state, but again, only one of my call centers is currently hiring. If you do go ahead and click the link in the bio, Georgia, you're able to, I don't have the full list. I can bring it up though. I don't have the full list, but I'll bring it up. If you comment your state, I could just tell you yes, yay or nay. So BPO is business process outsourcing. So that's the type of call center that other businesses outsource their customer service for, right? So if you're a business owner, let's go with a restaurant, for example. You have a restaurant, you're really, really busy actually cooking to fulfill the orders, and you need someone to go ahead and answer the phones, right? So and it's a common issue, right? And this is how easy, y'all want to know how easy it is to get a client? Here we go. I'm about to tell y'all. As an example, I have this favorite restaurant that I love to go to here in Tampa, and their phone is always busy. That's why always freaking busy. And it's always busy because they're busy fulfilling orders and then taking orders, right? So they would be a perfect client for a call center to offer call center solutions to, where you are taking the orders for their business, right? So that they can actually focus on fulfilling the orders and focus on serving the clients that are in the facility. So that's an example, right? And there's those type of companies all around you. They're all around you. You're dealing with them every single day. You know, like, oh my God, they never answer the phone, or it's busy, or this. So that's how easy it is, guys. It's not hard at all. So if you want to apply to work from home, you can just click the link in my bio. You'll see apply to work from home, and then just check your email, your spam, and your inbox once you have done so. Hey, just simply Q. Hey, love. Phoenix, you're good. How do you get paid from the client for a BPO? Is it true that clients pay per agent per hour? So you can set it up however you would like. That's not how I have mine set up and not how I teach it. But it's literally your business. So however you would like to set it up, then that's how you want to set it up. Like, the clients are only going to know what you offer, right? Unless they're doing research and they're comparing you to like another company. But if that is how you would like to set it up, where they're paying per agent or per hour, then you are absolutely able to do so. So Maryland and DC, so that is restricted for the IBO call center. And can you use a BPO and put it on a RAS? So yeah, so not put it on a RAS. But you can have an IBO call center and a BPO call center if that's the question. So I have both, right? So you don't have to choose which one you want to do. You can have both. A RAS, you're not operating as a call center. You're just a staffing agency. So with that, it helps you with the BPO side because you'll have a whole list of agents that are already ready to work from home, already probably working from home. Their background checks have already cleared, so you don't have to waste money with doing another background check because you know they've cleared because they're working with a RAS. A RAS does have like training, like a assessment that they go through, right? So there's things that you can do so you can leverage like what a RAS does to go ahead and sift through like your applicants, especially if you already have some that's working with a RAS. And so let's see, but you can have both. So I had like my IBO call center for 8 months before I did my BPO, but you don't have to choose. You can do both, and you could do them under the same company name. You don't have to have separate companies. I did because I'm extra, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to do it at all. Christy, girl, don't wait till next year, honey. The time is now. The time is now. I'm going to tell y'all why, because it's right at the holiday season. Like, this is a perfect time to launch a BPO call center. If you have time to, if you have the funding to, all those, you know, if you have the information. It's the perfect time because what happens in the holiday seasons, everybody's call volume goes up. If you go through a RAS, even a RAS, like you can see it's ramping up. There's so many opportunities where just a couple months ago, there was like 1 or 2. Now there's like 10 opportunities every day, all day that people can sign up for. So this is actually the best time to go ahead and launch because you can go ahead and snag up a bunch of clients because they're going to be overwhelmed and they're going to need help. They just don't know that you exist and that you're a solution. So your job is to actually tell them. And then, okay, so let me just make sure I answer all the questions in here real quick. So Chrissy asks, as an IBO, what are the key steps that we should hold our agent's hand with in order to promote action taken on their side? To be honest, I do not hold my agent's hands, right? And this is me. Everybody is different. You're going to run your business differently. But for my call center, I want independent individuals, right? This opportunity is for independent individuals, self-motivated individuals. If they have questions, then absolutely that's different. But holding their hand and like, I know some IBOs, like they'll give like incentives to work and things like that. If I have to incentivize you to work to earn money for your family, then it's not the right opportunity for you. And I'm not the right business, right? And it's okay not to be for everybody. A lot of times we feel like, oh, we're losing money or we're leaving money on the table because we're trying to get everybody. All money is not good money. And if your desire is to actually work part-time and earn full-time, you don't want a lot of dependent agents. You want independent agents because you're not going to be on the training calls with them. You will not know what's going through in training. So those that are more dependent, they're going to have a lot of questions that you don't have the answers to, right? And then it's just going to cause you a problem. So the best way to do it is to focus on having independent agents, and then having a machine that will go ahead and push them through. Oh, hey, self-paid in the shade in the building. So yeah, that's the best way to do it. You don't want a bunch of people that you got to babysit. If you have to babysit them, love, they don't, unless you know, like they just need help with certain things and then they're good to go, right? That's totally different. But if you have to like motivate them and constantly remind them to do it, that's why you have a system to do that. If they don't want to work, they're not going to work no matter how much you bug them or email them or message them or any of that. So give them the information, create a system, and let the system do the work for you. All right, so I think I answered all the questions in there. And then we have Kelvin. So Kelvin's actually going to come up And I'm not even going, I'm gonna let him introduce himself and we'll talk a little bit about how we met. And then, but he is a business credit coach. If you haven't heard about him, honey, go to YouTube. He is one of the top consultants for business credit companies, and they go to him all the time for advice. So let me see, how do I, hey Krista. And thank you everybody who's liking the live. I appreciate it. If y'all have questions, especially, guess what? If you got questions about business credit, this is the time. The time is now. So make sure that you do post them in the comments. If you have questions about call center or business credit, this is your time. Hey, Kat, look at falling
All
off.
right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me, Jaquita?
Yep, you loud and clear. Loud and clear. I like the
All right,
background. I need
cool,
to get my
cool.
background together.
Yeah, thank you. So, just real quick, for those of you who may not know, before I even introduce myself, Jaquita is it, y'all. Like, she is definitely somebody who you want to listen to. Anything that she has to say, like I said, definitely tap in and listen to it because she knows what she's talking about. She's not somebody just up here, going live and just, giving you guys, random information. Is things that she has done herself, things that she has applied to her business, and trust me, she will not lead you astray. But with that being said, my name is Kelvin McNeil. On TikTok, it's Self-Pay in the Shade because that's my brand, that's my business. It's trademark, so don't try me. But yeah, my name is Kelvin McNeil, and I've been known to be some sort of a credit expert. I don't like self proclaiming myself to be an expert, but yeah, that is definitely my niche and what I do. On YouTube, it's just Kelvin McNeil, and I got over at this point, I want to say maybe 125,000 subscribers on there. So if you want to check out my YouTube channel to get free game there, you're definitely welcome. And also, of course, follow me on here at Self Pay in the Shade. I'm new to TikTok. I'm still trying to figure this thing out. Jaquetta has been trying to show me, little things here and there. But yeah, definitely need to get my followers up over here for sure.
And honestly, everybody in the chat, like if you are new to TikTok or you don't have like 1,000 followers to go live, then you need to go. Y'all should follow each other. All you got to do is click on each other's profile picture. You'll see the option to follow them, and you can just say follow in the comment, right? So we can create our own grow party in here to help you guys get up your followers. And then once you see someone tag you and say that they followed you, just go ahead and follow them back, right? And then just let them know follow back. So that'll just a great way for you guys to get your followings up. Your network is your net worth, period. So go ahead and start networking. Um, so yeah, Kelvin, thank you so much for all the accolades. I appreciate it. You try to be humble.
Just telling the truth.
Try to
Just
be
telling the
humble.
truth. Nah, but yeah, yeah, like I say, edification is important, just for anybody who's watching, real quick. If you ever meet somebody that has added value to your life, it is important to edify them. So, that's all I'm doing, when, especially today. I mean, you guys don't have to go far to hear about all of the nonsense going on, especially in this space and finance and entrepreneurship. And so it's rare to come across real people who are really about that life, really doing it, and Jaquetta is one of those, rare people. So anytime I got ears that'll listen, I'm always, gonna hype you up. That's just what I'm gonna do.
Appreciate it. But while we hyping me up, let's talk about you because it's a lot of people that want to know about business credit. It's a lot of people that's telling them all the wrong things to do. Um, so can you?
Yeah, for sure.
When I first met Kelvin, I was doing funding and Kelvin was doing credit repair. Um, and then he just like evolved and blew up, and I was like, oh, I got a famous friend now. Like he's super famous on YouTube.
No, not at all, not at all. But yeah. So real quick, at least one thing I can say is, if you are an aspiring business owner, entrepreneur, Or if you're somebody who already started a business, it doesn't matter if it's an LLC, S Corp, C Corp. I wouldn't suggest building business credit with a sole proprietorship, which we can talk about later. But you want to start doing research and learning about business credit because it's something that will be a vehicle to open the doors and allow you to scale your business beyond your wildest dreams. That's what I always say. And it's true because imagine if you've been, funding your own business using all of your own money, you know, um, bleeding your checking account dry, right? Let's just be honest. Wouldn't it be so much easier to be able to use business credit? So whether it be a high limit rewards business credit card, a business line of credit of up to $100,000, a business loan, or you can even get free money with grants and things like that, right? The government will literally give you $50,000, if you qualify for a specific program, So business credit is something that I learned about after, I want to say, a full year, my first year in business. And then once I learned about it, I'm like, how is this not something that more people are talking about? And this was like during the pandemic because I started my business in 2019. So by 2020, full blown pandemic, I was learning about business credit. And so I just started sharing a lot of free information on YouTube because, like, if you're like me, I just like sharing helpful information. So that's what I do. And as I was learning and going through the process of building business credit, I just started sharing all this information on YouTube. And the rest was history because what I found out after the fact was there just wasn't really many people out there that knew what they were talking about, number one, and were sharing it so freely the way I was. And so, like, Jaquetta kind of hinted at, there are a lot of people that are, giving you misinformation. And that's where I've now come along and I'm like making it my mission to make sure that, you know, people aren't giving you the wrong idea about business credit or teaching you ways to put you in, like, I guess the best way I can say is end you in jail, right? Because there are a bunch of people teaching fraud nowadays, and there's always a loophole and there's always going to be a shortcut, but that shortcut can give you a cut on your wrist. And I'm talking about having a real tight, handcuff on your wrist, right? So, you want to take the proper precautions and do your due diligence and learn from somebody who really knows what they're talking about. And in this case, that would be somebody like me.
So I have a question because you see it all the time, and someone just asked like, how do you leverage business credit for your business? But so
Mhm.
what I want to ask you is because you see people all the time say, you basically just trying to make it seem like you can do business credit and not have no investment in it. So can you clear that up?
Ooh, yes, that's a great question or a comment. So, listen, guys, business credit is an investment. At least building business credit is, right? You are not going to be able to go and get a business loan of 50,000 or $100,000 without first proving yourself to the lenders and to the banks, right? And the only way to truly do that is to show that you have the ability to make these payments on time. It's just like when you go to buy your first house, right? If you can't first prove that you have steady income for 2 years, they're not going to approve you for the house, even if you got good credit, because it's all about showing that you have qualified income that's going to allow you to continue to make that payment for 30, 15, 10 years, whatever you sign on for. So it's the same thing with business credit. You have to first get you some net 30s. If you don't know what a net 30 is, it is a business vendor account where they will give you 30 days to pay your balance off in full. And so when you have, let's say, multiple net 30 accounts that are reporting to various business credit vendors, and you've always been either early or on time, then you are showing the business credit reporting agencies that you are low risk because you've shown that you have the ability to make the payments. And so, what does that mean? It means you will have to buy things. You will have to sign up for different subscriptions. They can be anywhere from $15 to $50 to $100. There's different business credit trade lines that you can invest your money in, and then after a few months, you have this track record that shows that you make on time payments. So yeah, you will have to invest some of your own money. Now, of course, I would recommend once you actually have some money coming in your business, you then take some of that money from your business and reinvest it into business credit. That way, when you are ready and you do have your systems and everything is good, then you have the capital, the business capital to scale your business, and even hire people or whatever the case may be. But yes, it is going to take for you to put a little bit of money in month by month to build business credit. And then, I'm not sure how young or how old you guys are, but if you ever seen the movie Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come, right? So that's what this that you're worthy, show that your business is low, is a low risk to these lenders. And yeah, you can definitely do it, but it's not going to be free as long as you're willing to put in a little bit of money to get a lot of money on the back end from other people, from the banks, aka OPM, other people's money.
So I got two questions. One, to go along with what you just said, and then we have a question in the comments. So when you say, what do you think? So a lot of people always want to know, well, how much money? How much money do I need to invest? What do you think is a good starting investment amount that people should have?
I would say,
Based off of the accounts, but if you had to give it a number.
yeah. Just for business credit building, I would say maybe like $120. Well, let's just keep it safe. Let's say $150.
A month.
So with $150, you should have the ability, and really, I could bump it up to 200 to play it safe. And the reason I say this is because there's really two different types of net 30s, and you always want to start with the net 30 because even when you have excellent credit, the net 30s are going to be the filler that makes your business credit profile fill out, and because you can have a couple of credit cards, you can have an American Express or two of them because you have excellent personal credit, but you still got to use the net 30s to build up your credit report. But with that being said, let's say you have two subscriptions that are $50 a month, and then you also have um, two more vendor accounts that require you to make a purchase of at least $50 a month. That will add up to about $200. So I'll say $200 a month because, and the reason I say that also is because you're going to need at least my what I tell people is you want to aim for five um, business credit vendors that will report to Dun and Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. Because once you hit that threshold of having at least five that report, let's say about a minimum of three separate payments across the board, you now have a solid foundation of business credit because you have five reporting to Dun and Bradstreet, five reporting to Experian, and five reporting to Equifax. And so, it is going to take at least on average about $50 per trade line. So, like I said, four would be the minimum, but five is what your goal would be, and that would take about $200 a month. If we're just talking $50 average.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot cheaper than what people think. Um, so someone asked in the comments, and guys, we actually did a webinar with one of my groups. So if you have the business in a box and you have access to that webinar and you have access to Kelvin, his information, and then you also have access to a whole list of Net 30 accounts. Because someone asked, how do you get the Net 30 accounts to report? They actually do that when you sign up with them and get the subscription. So it's an automatic thing. Can you talk about a little bit
Yes.
about the different credit bureaus, business credit bureaus that there are? Because I know you mentioned the main three, which is Dun and Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian.
Mm-hmm.
But someone had a question about different
Yep.
30s that don't report at all, and then don't report to certain credit bureaus. Can you go over that a little bit?
Yeah, That's actually a great question. So I'll answer both, but I'll start with the first one, which is just touching base on like the different credit bureaus. So just like with personal credit, you have many different credit bureaus, some big, some small. So the biggest business credit bureau is called Dun and Bradstreet. A lot of people just refer to it as DNB, right? So Dun and Bradstreet is an international business credit reporting agency. So even if you have a business in Spain, a business in a different country, and you want to do business with somebody in America or wherever, somebody can check your DNB, your DUNS files, what it's called, DUNS, your DUNS file, which is your Dun and Bradstreet business credit report. And with the DNB business credit, you have something called your Paydex score, Paydex. Your Paydex score, it ranges from 1 to 100, and your goal is to have an 80 or above. If you do, that will be considered good business credit, right? So with DNB and having that Paydex score at around 80 or above, you will be considered a low risk, which is what you want. But there are other factors. But to save time, I can go straight into the next one, which is Experian. We all know about Experian on the personal credit side. Well, Experian also has commercial business credit reports, and they will give you something called your IntelliScore. So your business credit score from Experian is called your IntelliScore, and it goes from also 1 to 100, just like your Dun and Bradstreet score. Now, the important thing to know about Experian and the Experian business credit score is the fact that with Experian, this is going to be what a lot of commercial um, property like real estate agents use. So, for example, if let's say you're trying to do an Airbnb business, just for the sake of making it make sense for you. If you want to then go and rent a space or lease a space out to run Airbnb or do rental arbitrage, or even if you're trying to do event spaces, whatever the case may be, if you need to get approved for commercial lease, they're going to check your Experian business credit score, because that's where all of the commercial renting companies, they get their information from them, right? But also another really important thing before I move on from Experian, there's something called your FICO business score. So we know on the personal side, FICO is your real true industry credit score, not what they show you on Credit Karma, right? That's your Vantage score. But with business credit, you have something called your FICO liquid score, aka your FICO SBSS score. That stands for Small Business Scoring Service. And what it is it allows other businesses, let's say you're about to apply for a loan or a line of credit, instead of them trying to figure out, oh, we need to check their Dun and Bradstreet credit report, and we got to check their Equifax credit report, and we got to try to figure out if this company is worth lending. They'll just check your FICO SBSS score, and that's a combination of your Experian personal score and your Experian business score. So Experian is the most important business credit score because of that alone. And then you have the Equifax business credit score or Equifax commercial score. So that's the one that's actually the most different, because your Equifax score actually ranges from 101 to around 992. And the only thing you really want to remember with them is the more vendors you get, the higher your score is, and you just kind of want to be above the 400 range with Equifax. So those are your main business credit reports or business credit scores, although there's at least five more that are really small, like Credit Safe, Ansania, Moody Analytics. Um, so these are just different credit reporting agencies, which takes us right into your question, Miss Brown Eyes. Essentially, well, not Miss Brown Eyes. I'll get to that one. But the other person who asked, uh, Devonier. So to get to your question, it is when you have, let's say you're paying for something that does not report directly to Dun& Bradstreet, Experian, or Equifax. Sometimes you can have something that is reporting not directly to Dun& and Bradstreet, but by a third party. So the most popular way and most common way this happens is through something called the SBFE, the Small Business Financial Exchange. So imagine a club, right, where all of these different banks are in this club together. And I'm talking about the big banks that we drive past on your daily commute, the Bank of Americas, the Wells Fargos, the Truist. These are all the big banks. Well, they are in this club and they share information about the people who bank with them. And so the Small Business Financial Exchange
Not paying.
is actually, what was that?
I said like they're exchanging information. So like if you have a bad report with your banking with your bank account, you always get an overdraft fee.
Exactly.
That like that's how they know they're in the same.
Yep. Yep. So, for example, like, and what Jaqueta is talking about specifically, there's something called the checks systems, the CHEX. So, with the check systems, if you, let's say you have a checking account from when you were 21, and for whatever reason you let the account default because you had a negative $100 balance for 3 4 months, and then they just close your account. Well, that could stop you from getting a business account from that same bank, 5 years later, because they'll see that you had that negative banking experience. So in this case, the Small Business Financial Exchange, they are known to hold all of your payment history and all of your payment data, and then they share it with the major credit bureaus. So let's say you are paying. Oh, okay, let's go back to the previous example. Let's say you're paying rent or on a lease, on a commercial lease, because you have an event space. Well, that payment may not be reported directly to Dun& and Bradstreet, but if it's being reported to the SBFE, the SBFE is then sharing that data with Dun& and Bradstreet. So you just have to find out whatever bill you're paying for your business, is it being reported to anyone, right? Because let's say it isn't reporting to the major three, Dun& and Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian, but it's actually being reported to CreditSafe or Moody Analytics or any of the third party or what we call secondary credit or data furnishers, then yes, it could still show up on your Experian credit report or Dun& and Bradstreet credit report. But there's a service called eCredible that I would highly recommend you check out, because for like $14 a month, you can actually link any of your business expenses or business bills that you're paying, and then they will then turn around and report it to various business credit reporting agencies. I actually have a TikTok video on my page right now where I'll talk about eCredible Business Lift, and how you can use that to report things that aren't actually being reported directly.
So for
Sorry, I
example,
was long-winded, but
software, like their software, their web hosting, like website hosting and stuff like that, they can go ahead and report that because it's a business expense
exactly.
normally. So y'all listen, the stuff that you're already using in your business, and somebody asks like, how do you leverage business credit? This is how you leverage it, right? You're already using these things, you're already paying them, so get credit for them, and then it'll help you when you go to actually get the loans, the real money, because that's the goal. That's what everybody is doing this for. We start off with the vendor accounts so that we can get to the OPM. I mean, you still get
Exactly.
OPM with them, but and then check vendors. So just do a phone call. Like Kelvin is saying, they all report to different companies. You can go through like their frequently asked questions page, or just call them so you know what bureaus they report to, and then just make your decision from there. But follow him on YouTube, because literally that's all you got to do. I'm telling you right now, all you gotta do is follow him on YouTube. He's so many videos showing y'all exactly who to go to and for what. So you will never be lost. So let's talk about the different tiers, because a lot of people don't know that there's levels to this, right?
Yes.
So like if it's
Yes. I'm glad you said that. So, yes, there's definitely tiers, but the reason why I'm excited and glad you said that is because, like, there's different services that you'll sign up for, or ebooks that you may buy with business credit, and they'll give you, and I'll go ahead and drop the link to my YouTube channel. But to be honest, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can actually post like live links on TikTok. So just if you just type in my name, I'm gonna put it just so you can go to it. But if you go to YouTube and you just type in my name, which is Kelvin McNeil, you'll find my YouTube channel. But follow me. Make sure you follow me on here too, because I'm about to start posting a lot more on TikTok as well. So you can subscribe to me there too, but I'll be posting and sharing a lot more information on my TikTok. But um, but yeah, so there's tiers, right? There's levels to this, and a lot of times you'll see people talking about tier four, tier five, tier six. Let me just make it simple, plain and simple, and this is the easiest way to think about it. I'm gonna just tell you there's honestly really only three tiers. All right. So tier one, the best way to explain tier one is going to be anything or any vendor or company that works with and will give you a line of credit or a vendor account or net 30 as a brand spanking new business, right? So startup friendly is what I call tier one. So that would be your typical net 30 account, net seven, net 15, any any um any line of credit or business credit card or anything like a secured business credit card, for example, anything that's secured, that's going to be tier one. So if you've heard of Grain, Uline, Quill, Granger, I meant to say, Nav, Prime, used to be Nav Business Boost. Even Home Depot. Home Depot has a Net 30 account called Supply Works. So the Home Depot Pro XD card. So these are all tier one. So tier one is where you get started. That's where it's the building blocks, the stepping stone. Then you have tier two. So tier two is when they're going to start to expect you to already have established business credit. So remember, I talked about how you want to try to aim for an 80 paydex score, which is a Dun and Bradstreet score, right? So let me tell you real quick how you get a Dun and Bradstreet score, how you get a paydex score. So in order for you to get a Dun and Bradstreet paydex score, you just simply have to have at least three payment experiences, aka just three payments across two different trade lines. So let's say you have trade line A and you have trade line B. On each of these trade lines, you need to have at least three consecutive months where you made an on time payment. That's all you really need. Now, with Experian, you need to have just any trade line report to Experian, and then you'll develop an Experian score. Then lastly, with Equifax, you need to have at least 2 to 3 vendors that report in order for you to develop an Equifax business credit score. And then the more you get, the better your scores are. Um, and so with that being said, that's going to allow you to have have the ability to tap into tier two, because a lot of tier twos, they may be looking for you to have a certain number of payments, or they may be looking for you to have at least an 80 paydex score, or they may be looking for your business to be at least 6 months old or 3 months old, right? So that's tier two. So some of the examples of tier two would be charge cards, right? Corporate cards. So a charge card is a card that if you never had one, instead of you swiping the card for $100 and then you can just make a $20 payment when your due date is due, like once a month. With a charge card, you can swipe, 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 swipe for a limited time. Sometimes it will be a week, sometimes it'll be a month, and then they're just going to tally up all of your transactions and then automatically draft it from your checking account at the end of that 7 day period, 14 day period, or 30 day period. So charge cards is something you can get as a new business in tier two once you've already had a few other trade lines first. Another one will be like gas cards. You can get a gas card like the Shell fleet, Fuel Man, BP, any whatever gas station you drive past every day normally has a business credit card that you can get, and you can start building business credit anytime you need to get gas, right? And you don't have to be a trucker to get a Fuel Man or well, actually, Fuel Man it may want you to do that, but there's different fuel cards or gas cards you can get. Those will all be considered tier two. Then you move up to tier three. Now, tier three is not easy to get into. You got to do a little work. You got to invest a little money to get to that point. So remember, tier one is for brand new businesses. Really no prerequisites outside of having a legitimate business. Then tier two, you're going to need at least a little foundation of business credit to get in the door. Tier three, they're going to expect you to have at least average or fair personal credit. All right. You can't have bad credit and make it past tier two. So you got to, fix your personal credit. But the second thing is they are going to also expect your business to not be brand spanking new. So that's why you want to take your time with tier one and tier two and build up that positive payment history. Then also in tier three, they may expect you to have healthy revenue, have healthy cash reserve in your business. So if your business isn't making any money, it may also be time for you to just hunker down in tier one and tier two and utilize what capital you've gotten from those two tiers to help move your business along to where you become profitable. And then in tier three, that's when you get access to business lines of credit, micro loans, which is $50,000 loans and under, expansion loans, working capital loans, MCAs, which is merchant cash advances, and all different types of business funding. Let's just call tier three the business funding category. Now, anything above that, honestly, will have nothing to do with credit. It'll have everything to do with how much money you're bringing in as a business. The best example I can give you for that is like the Black Card. We've all heard about, the Black Card, Drake or whoever, is bragging on his verse about, he don't have no credit limit on his Black Card, right? Well, the only way to get a Black Card is to be making either millions of dollars in your business or to be spending like $250,000 or $500,000 monthly in expenses. So if there's no chance you're going to be spending $360,000 on a credit card in 1 month, or you're not bringing in millions of dollars, you're not going to get a Black Card. So there's really no point of mentioning anything beyond tier three because you got to get your weight up before you can even entertain that.
We told y'all it's levels to it.
Yeah, it's really levels to it. So I'm not going to be up here telling you can get $1 million loan, without having a profitable business first. So, I'm always going to be transparent with y'all. So
we got a bunch of questions. So the first thing though, before, so we got call center questions that I'm going to go over real quick. But before we do that, I do want to tell y'all that, let me tag him. So if y'all see Box Truck University, so that is, so Calvin, that's Eric.
Okay, what's up?
So if you're interested, I know a lot of you have heard my story and my entrepreneurial journey, and you guys know about like how successful I was in the logistics industry. Well, the business partner that I did it with, his name is Eric, and he is launching Box Truck University this month. So you guys can go ahead and follow it. Follow him on TikTok, follow him on Facebook. And this is the logistics company that we did with no CDL. We did at some point have load boards, but you can do it without load boards. So we made $1 million the first 6 months with no load boards whatsoever. So just wanted to shout him out since he was in the comments trolling you, talking about how can he book a call. So, and then let me go to the call center questions, and then we'll go back to business credit. So I know, let me scroll up. Where was it at? So Krista, you said, how do you get access to, where are you? Where did I see it at? I'm gonna scroll too far. Okay, you're already in IBO with Arise. You want to know how you can get access to other clients. So I actually teach that at my BPO program specifically. And what I teach in the BPO program is actually how to operate as a real call center. So with Arise, you're operating as a staffing company, not as a call center. On the BPO side, that's how you actually get your own clients, and that's what I teach you. I also teach you a method where you can implement your own IBO system. So if that's something you want to do, you're able to do that. So that's how you do it. Hey, Jake, my brother's in the building. Love it. Family affair. And then Miracle. So I did go over your question, Miracle, but I'll give you a quick overview of what it was. I know that you had asked about the CRM. Let's see, what did you say? You said, can you go into detail about CRMs and what you need with it? So if you don't have the automations bundle, so if you have my automations bundle, you literally don't need anything else. You're good to go. If you don't have the automations bundle, then you're going to need several things. So I went over earlier how I use several different systems in the beginning. Now I only use one system, and that's why it's important. You need a machine, right? So that you can work part-time and earn full-time income. So when I first started, I had several different platforms that I was trying to leverage before I built it out. So you do need a CRM for your agents or your applicants when they're applying, so that you can go ahead and be able to market to them and keep track of them. So you need that. You need email and marketing. You also need text marketing. You need web hosting. You need a platform so you can launch your orientation so that you can automate that process. And then you need automations, right? And if you don't have a CRM, then you're probably going to use like Zapier or something to create those type of automations. But if you get the automations bundle, it's already done for you and it's a full machine. And like in the beginning of this, you weren't here, but people were asking like, how do I apply? I was able to just say, hey, link in my bio, go ahead and apply. And then check your email. In your email, you'll have access to orientation, go through orientation, it's self-paced, and then you can go ahead and register with the information on orientation. So the system does all of that for them. And I'm able to still be on live with you guys and Kelvin and talk about all of these wonderful things because I have a system in place. So you guys want to build a system. Otherwise, you're creating a new job for yourself, and that's the opposite of what it is. So don't be, I was that entrepreneur at one point where I thought that I was the stuff just to say like, oh, I'm a business owner, but I really just created a new job for myself. So create a machine so you can step away and you're not actually, and you're operating as a CEO and working on your business, not in your business. So don't do it backwards. I did it for y'all, so y'all don't have to. Okay. So let's get back to the credit question. So they was going to town and now in there with that. So let's see. And a few of them said that they already subscribed, which is good.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate anybody who followed me and subscribed.
Yeah, and follow him on TikTok. He's gonna be going live more, right? So the more that y'all follow him and bug him, then because I be telling him all the time, go live. You need to be on TikTok. So go ahead and bug him so he could be on this side.
Right, I'm trying. As long as the demand is here, I'm here.
Yeah. So one of the big questions that two people asked was about the business credit side of it. Um, when you stop paying on those subscriptions, they stop reporting, right? So you have to keep them up. Is there any way around that?
Yes, that's a good question. So the trick with that is, so there's a process called pump and dump. So the first thing to know is any net 30 that you use that is not like it's not subscription based, right? And even if it's subscription based, but you cancel and you stop using it, you will lose credit for any of those payments after 6 months. Now, depending on what the vendor is, you could continue to get credit for that from that month month 6 all the way to 12. But it's that second half of the year, that second anything above 6 months, you need to kind of have in your head like, okay, let me go ahead and use this net 30 one more time. So like Driven Fortitude, for example. I mean, you don't need to continue to buy stuff, 12 months out of the year. But that's why I always say you need to start with trying to do at least 3 to 4 months consecutively, and then you can stop. And then after it's been like last at least 6 months since your last order, just make one more order. And then you can just place an order, once every 6 months or once a quarter, just to make sure that, your business credit score doesn't fall. But The pump and dump process is where, let's say you have bad personal credit and you're working on that in the background, but you want to go ahead and start building business credit. So you're going to want to leverage that tier one network because they are friendly to startup companies, and there's a such thing as PGing, right? So PG means personal guarantee. So if you want to go the no PG route of going through tier one and tier two because you can't get past tier two without PGing, then you need to try to, like I said, get at least 3 consecutive payments on 5 trade lines that will report to the 3 major credit bureaus, because some may only report to one, while others may report to two. So you're going to kind of fill in the blanks until you get 5 across the board. Now, again, after you do that, then technically you can stop using those once you graduate to tier two or even to tier three. So let's say you do graduate up to tier two, and now instead of these net 30s, you got an Amex card, you out here doing your thing, you got some business credit cards, and you even have a business line of credit or a loan or whatever the case may be. So you can technically stop using one of those tier ones and just now use that tier two or those tier threes that you have. So that's what pump and dump is. It's treating tier ones as stepping stones to prop up your business credit profile so that you can then just use the tier twos and the graduated levels that you've gone up to. And you don't even have to worry about using or buying the stuff from the Grangers, the Ulines, the Quills, and any of those other tier one websites.
Perfect, perfect. So Devonair, all you have to do literally is go on their website. They're very transparent about who they report to. So if you just go on their website, I mean Kelvin also goes over and on his YouTube videos, like when he goes over the different trade line companies, he's telling you who they report to. Um, so
Yep.
it's one thing.
And
We're a CEO, we have to do research, right? So don't get lazy on it.
yes,
Do
for
some research.
sure.
Because a lot of times, and CEO means problem solver. We have to be problem solvers. We have to be researchers. Um, but yeah, quick Google search or go through their website, call them.
Hmm.
Calvin's a good resource, like I said.
So my favorite thing to do is just to call a sales agent or customer service. So when you get to customer service, or especially if you can get to a sales agent, a salesperson, they're gonna be able to tell you. And I would say 90% of the time, the answer that they give you is true. 10% of the time, it may be a customer service person who doesn't really know, but they're just telling you what they think, or maybe something that's changed recently, but they hadn't, been caught up. But yeah, 90% of the time, if you call and you ask them, they'll tell you. But um, some services will tell you flat out and they promote, okay, we report to XYZ. So yeah, Dior, right? Do your own research. You definitely want to get in the habit of doing that so you know exactly. And then, what I tell my students as well is you want to, no matter if it's you got an iPhone and you just type everything out onto notes, or if you got an Excel spreadsheet, you want to keep track of what you're signing up for, when you signed up for it, who it's supposed to report to, what's the payment term? Is it a net 30? Is it a net 7? Is it a revolving line of credit? Is it an installment loan? And then what type of like what category does it fall in? Because I'm gonna tell you guys, the most frustrating part about business credit, I'm gonna just keep it real, is the fact that when you look at your business credit report, it never tells you the name of the trade line. All it will say is what type of trade line it is, meaning is it a net 30? Is it revolving? Is it a loan? Is it a credit card? And then it'll say when you signed up and how much you owe, and at the most they'll give you a category. So for example, the Granger, Ulines, and Quills, that falls into the shipping category because like 75% of the things that they sell on their website. Matter of fact, look right here on my desk. This what do I have? A Uline book. I live business credit, okay? So this right here, Uline, what do you see? I mean, they're promoting sports right now, but when I flip through this page, all I'm gonna see is what? Shipping. Like most of the stuff they have in here is shipping. So when on business credit, they're going to put them in the shipping category. But if you get a credit card, it's going to say credit card. If you have a charge card, it may just say revolving. If you have a net 30, it'll say net 30. So that will be the best advice I can give you guys is to keep track of, again, the category, what are the payment terms, just try to keep track of it because when you look at your credit report, it's just going to be trade line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to have to just look at the details and the description to try to figure out, okay, this must be my NAV subscription. This must be my Home Depot card. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
So while we're on that subject, can you tell them how to actually access their business credit report? Because I feel like they ain't asked that, but I know that they probably don't know how to access it. So I'm gonna ask for them.
Yeah, sure. So the best way to get your business credit report and the most easiest way is to just sign up for a service called NAV, NAV. And Nav is a link, well, Nav is an app or a service and a website that you can go to, and for free, they'll give you what I call the watered down version of business credit. They won't actually tell you what your credit scores are. It'll just say like A, B, C, or D, which tells you nothing. You don't know what that means, right? So you have to pay for their subscription service, which it used to be called Nav Business Boost, but now it's called Nav Prime. I have like 3 YouTube videos just talking about Nav. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll find it. But um, it's an ADHD dream. um, but when you go there, right, and you go to their website, you'll notice that you have to pay 40. I want to say it's either, I want to say it's 59. It's either 49 or 59. It's either 50 or $60. I can't remember how much it is. But let's say $50. You pay $50 a month, and then you get 3 really important things, right? And oh, I'm glad you brought that up, Driven Fortitude. When you go there, they do give you a payment option to do quarterly, right? But always choose the monthly option because they report to Dun and Bradstreet, to Equifax, and to Experian. So it's going to take you longer to build business credit if they're only going to report once a quarter. So sign up for the monthly subscription. That way they're going to be reporting every single month. And then it can take 60 days on average for it to show up on your credit report. But yeah, they're going to report a net 30 account to Dun& Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. And through that service that you're paying for, they're going to give you full, detailed business credit reports. Um, and then there's a $10 bump up where you will also get access to your FICO scores that I was talking about. Remember your business FICO scores? That's a $10 bump up, just being transparent. But for the regular plan, you'll at least get to see your primary 3, which are your Dun& Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. Now, with that being said, you can also go to the source, right? You can go straight to DNB, Dun& Bradstreet, and you can get their service. And it isn't free. You have to pay for it, but it's like why pay $40 and just get one credit score or one credit bureau when you can get all 3? And then the same thing. And then with Experian, you can go straight to their website, which is businesscreditfacts.com, and you can get a credit report directly from them, a live credit report. You just pay one time. You pay like $150 per year, and then you got access a live copy that changes every day of your business credit report with Experian. And then with Equifax, they're trash. Unfortunately, the only way to get your credit report directly from them is if you have an inquiry, a business credit inquiry, and you have to give them a call. And then after you give them a call, they'll email it to you in a day. So yeah, you would think a company as big as Equifax would have some type of website that you can use or tap into, but they don't.
Wow. So So just a quick break. If you guys found that this was valuable in any type of way, if you love the gems that were dropped, can y'all like the live? And then also put a one in the chat if y'all want me to post this, like the replay of it on YouTube. Since I know some of y'all love YouTube, right? And I don't think I can post. It's too long to post on TikTok. But if y'all want the replay, then I can post it on YouTube. Okay. All right, we got someone. So I'll make sure to post it. I'll post it the replay tonight, and then I'll also tag Kelvin. So if you guys aren't following him, you can go ahead and follow him. So really quick, I know that we're talking about business credit, but I also know that you still do personal credit, and you still have a personal credit company. So
Yes.
can you tell them how can they get access to, like, you still do free consultations?
Yes, yep, I still do free consultation. You just go over to my website, which I'll type down here. And that's just greenscalecredit.com. So the name of my business is Greenscale Credit. But honestly, guys, just remember, if you go to my like after we get off or whenever, if you go to my TikTok page, I have my like link tree there. So if you click my link tree, you'll see where you can book a free credit consultation. You'll see where you can subscribe to my, YouTube channel, all that. So yeah, if you need help with your personal credit and you want somebody to guide you through the whole process and, educate you about credit throughout the entire way, me and my team would definitely love to help you. You schedule an appointment, we'll give you a call, and maybe either myself or one of my other credit specialists, they'll give you a call, and we'll definitely help you improve your credit no matter what your goal is. If it's to buy a house, I'm definitely your guy because I'm a licensed loan originator. So I can, depending on if I'm licensed in your state, but regardless, I'm like the perfect guy to put you in the right, position. Because when I look at your credit report, I'm looking at it from the eye of somebody who will be denying you or approving you for a home based on your credit. So I know exactly what you need to improve on and exactly what needs to come off your credit. And I have the ability to do it. So yeah, if you need help with your personal credit, definitely let me know. And if you got any questions, you can also DM me on here as well.
Love it, love it. And for everybody that wants to know what my YouTube is, so my name is Jaquita Renee on all platforms. So all platforms, you can just type my name in and I'll pop up. I try to make it simple, right? Not for y'all, but for me, so I don't have to be y'all
Right.
asking my stuff. I'm like,
Right.
oh, it's this name. This name is just Jaquita Renee everywhere. So
I'm
yeah,
thinking about changing mine.
right. You said you want to change it. Oh no, you trademarked, honey. Leave that shade, self-paid in the shade. That's trademark. We need to.
Yeah.
Okay, and guys, listen. Don't. I know a lot of people tell you that you don't need personal credit when it comes to business credit. It's a lie. Okay, it's a lie. They go hand in
Yeah,
hand,
it's a lie for sure.
so that you guys can actually get some assistance and get someone that is a professional, get their eyes on your personal credit reports so you can know where you stand and have your goals together. Just like Kelvin said, like if you have a goal to own a home, when you get on credit consultations, you should be telling them so that they can help you with achieving those goals. So have your goals written down to make it easier.
Yes.
I'm trying to help you.
And strategy is everything. Real quick, in terms of business credit, I want to make this really clear because I just don't want any of you to fall into the trap of you just get excited. Because listen, when you learn about business credit, it's exciting. When you think about the fact that you can buy a car in your business name and all of these, wonderful things, right? But I don't want y'all to get into the habit of just applying for things all willy nilly. Make sure you have a strategy and, like Jaqueta said, have a goal in mind from day one. So if you know your goal is to get American Express Platinum, then you need to move accordingly. If you know your goal is to get a $100,000 loan or line of credit, then move accordingly. If you know that you are trying to scale your business and you just want as much capital as possible, then you need to be building business credit accordingly. And most importantly, make sure, and this is going to be real quick, I promise, Jaqueta, because I don't want to hold anybody else up.
You're fine.
But
You absolutely fine.
but I need to say this because this is really important. Because if this is your first time hearing about business credit, don't make the mistake of not having this before you dive in. So real quick, and I made this up, but these are really the 8 keys of having a legitimate and credible business. So this is what I tell you how to qualify for business credit. If you don't have all of these items, I'm about to go over
Let me see if
real
I can
super
guess.
quick.
Can we play a game? Can I see if I can guess?
Yeah, sure. That'd be
Okay.
fun, actually.
Let's see if I can guess what the 8 ones are. So,
Okay.
obviously they need the business registered, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So
That's
then
one.
EIN.
Yes.
Okay. Then they need business bank account,
Correct. Yep.
register with 401.
Yes. Yep. For your phone number, business phone number. Yep.
Okay. So then they need the business address or virtual address that I'll let you go into what type of virtual address.
Yep.
So how many is that? How many did I say?
That's four. That's
That's
four.
four. You said 8. I'm trying to think what other things. I always say, well, they need a website because
The,
they need social media.
yes. I was gonna say think like you think it's what's the
Like business
word?
profile.
Common sense, but it's definitely you gotta say it because you might not think it.
So yeah, I need your website. I need your phone number, obviously, because I said register on 401. And some of
Hmm.
y'all probably not even old enough to know what 401 or never mind. But you need to do that. So how many is that? Yeah, 5 or 6.
We're at either 5 or 6. I think we're at 5.
Registered business. So Secretary of State register EIN, business bank account,
Hmm.
website, phone number, 411. I need 2 more. I know this.
Yeah, two
Oh,
more.
the address, the virtual address. So now we got 1 more. Or
I think you already said that, but yeah, let's at least one more. If you give me one more, we're good.
1 more.
It's one thing that you
The
probably
email.
hadn't thought about.
I didn't even think about it. The email address.
Yes,
Yeah.
email address. Yep. So, I mean, we can say that's all of them, but there's one extra, and that's making sure that, it depends on what your business is. You may need certain permits, licenses, and insurances. Like with credit repair in certain states, you have to have a surety bond. And depending on what type, any business that's related to finance, you're going to need a surety bond. And yes, driven fortitude. You said NAICS code. Yeah, that falls into what she said in terms of having a business entity. So let me just go rename them. And yes, everybody drop some fire
Give my
emojis
round of
in
applause.
the comment section
You
for
didn't sound
Jaqueta
like you were
because
clapping
she
hands.
named all of them. So yeah, drop some fire emojis for our host Jaqueta. But so again, number one, you need to have a business entity, okay? I know that you may have been doing business under the table but like she said, you need to have a bank account, an actual business checking account, and you need to have an actual entity that's registered with your state, whatever state you live. You may not want to start a business and where you live, but wherever you just need to have one. And once you actually choose one, you're going to need that NAICS code and the SIT code. So if you don't know what that is the industry type, right? And then you will also need a professional email address, which goes hand in hand with your website. Because in order to have a website, you need a domain, right? A domain is going to be businessname.com, right? Whatever your website is. And then that's what you can then use for your email address because you shouldn't have a Yahoo or a Gmail. So instead of business name at Yahoo or business name at Gmail, uh, it should be the opposite. It should be like info at business name or your first name at businessname.com, right? Yeah, you definitely need a physical address. So that'll be either a brick and mortar or a virtual office. And so the only time that you should ever use your home address for your business address is number one, if you don't mind your business being out there, if you don't mind your customers or anybody to know where you live and to have your address, and obviously if you're going to be having people come to your home for business. Outside of that, get yourself a virtual office, a virtual address, or have a physical address. Um, your EIN and your DUNS number. Your EIN is going to be given to you for free by the IRS, as you guys know. And your DUNS number is actually your Dun and Bradstreet ID number that's going to allow you to start building business credit. So you don't want to just go sign up for business credit and then you're not even getting credit for it because you don't even have a Dun and Bradstreet profile. And then last but not least, again, you definitely want to have, you obviously, that's one thing I forgot or we didn't mention. You want to have a logo too, guys. You definitely want to have a logo because it's just going to legitimize your business. If you don't have a logo, it just looks bad. So yeah, make sure you got all that and your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted before you start applying for things, and just avoid any unnecessary denials.
Yeah, perception is everything. So
Yes. Oh, well, I mean, I don't know if she's paused for y'all too. Is she? Can you guys see her? If not, let me just repeat real quick, just to kill some time while she comes back. So I'm gonna repeat it real quick. So here are the 8 keys of having business, and this is how you qualify for business credit. You need to have a domain and a logo. You need to have a physical address. You need to have a business phone number that's separate from your personal phone number, and then have that registered with the 411 listing or directory. Then you need to have an EIN and a DUNS number. You need to have an entity, right? Meaning you need to have a legitimate business, whether it be an S corp, C corp, or LLC. And then you need to have a professional and need to have a website which is going to give you an online presence. And then last, you need to have licenses, permits, or any insurance based on your business and entity. Now, some businesses don't even require you to have any licenses or permits, but just in case, you definitely want to do a quick Google research or a quick Google search to see if that's needed. Yeah, box truck. Okay, her phone may have died. Okay, and then I'll answer this question. What was the okay, so the NAICS. So NAICS is let me tell you exactly how many digits it is, but essentially it's a code that is going to tell lenders what industry you're in, whether you have a home-based business, an e-commerce business, right? Be that you choose, okay, this is the category that my business fits in, and then there's going to be a code that tells you, okay, or tells lenders this is what industry you're in. And then there's also something called the SIC code, the SIC code, and it's pretty much the same thing, except it's just a shorter version of that. Yep, it's just industry types. That's all it is.
my phone died.
Box Truck University said that probably was the case, and
Yeah,
I'm
you know
probably
what?
on like
Bad.
thirty
I had
percent.
a yeah, I got a bad habit of like not charging my phone, and then every time I go live, that's when it decides to die. So,
Yep,
um,
yep, it's all good. I try to hold it down for you.
I see that you get. I see
Luckily,
that
somebody asked a question.
you get.
Any books you recommend to learn about credit? Actually, yeah. There's a book. Let me go ahead and grab it real quick and show you.
He needs to be writing a book.
I do. I have an ebook actually. Um, if you go to my website, greenscalecredit.com, I have an ebook. But I'm gonna tell you these. Well, actually, this one book is probably the one book that put me on and I learned a whole lot from, and it's called Credit Secrets. You can see this. This is a really, really, really good book. It's slightly outdated, but Credit Secrets will teach you pretty much everything you know about credit repair, and then it'll give you a foundation. From that on, you could learn a lot more, but it just breaks down how credit repair companies, how we think about credit and why we dispute the things we do. But the letters in there, like they don't really work to be honest, like not anymore. But at least it'll teach you about credit and how to build credit and everything like that. But then as far as an ebook, I have an ebook that can teach you the best ways to improve your credit, right? Ways to improve your credit. I have an ebook just for that. I wish I could drop links, but I can't. But if you go to my page and you click on my link tree, let me just make sure that's still there, and you'll have access to it. You'll be able to check that out if that's something that you were interested in.
So when's the self-pay in the shade your guide to building business credit? When is that book dropping? I just gave you a whole title and everything.
um, Probably next year. I mean, I may do it. Honestly, like I enjoy teaching so much. That's probably why I haven't even thought about like doing a full-fledged book. But of course, I have the academy, so I got the 6-week digital course, where I got like almost 60 videos in there, and I just teach my lips off. And so, that's I'm just a teacher like that. But yeah, I probably will. Maybe I'll take the course and get somebody to put it into a book or something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, leverage fiber. You know they'll do it. Absolutely. Do you do consultations for people who want to know how to open a credit repair company?
Yeah, I do. I have that falls into the just one-on-one business consultations. And so that's another link you should see if you go to my link tree. But yeah, if you want to book a one-on-one business coaching session, that's we can talk about that as well.
Yeah,
And
love it.
Jaqueta can actually teach you about that too, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. But I
She's
did
being
do it.
humble, but
Yeah, I did it for a while. I don't like to teach it though.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean it's a unique thing to teach for sure.
yeah. I
For
think it's just
sure.
popular now, and a lot of people think it's easy, but it's just like any business. It takes work. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah, it's not easy. It's far from easy. Yeah, like things are constantly changing in the credit space, and that's business credit especially, and personal business credit way more than personal credit. But like knowing how to dispute things is how you do credit repair. There is no magic letter, and I'm sure you know that anybody who's ever had a credit repair business, it's not about the letter, it's how you're disputing it, why you're disputing it, and what you're asking for them to do, and everything like that. But yeah, it's trust me, it's not easy. And if you don't know what you're doing, your customers will not be happy. Trust me.
yeah, and they're gonna talk about it. They're gonna talk about it.
Oh yeah, they'll let it be known.
Oh yeah. So let's see. So is your link to your course also in your link tree?
Yes, yep. There's actually, I was trying to pull it up on my iPad because I'm on my phone with you. I'm pretty sure there is. So listen, if you don't see, well, actually, yeah, there should be a link that says enroll into Greenscale Academy. And that's how you can access more information. Or if, matter of fact, you just go to, let me type it in. If you just go to greenscaleacademy.com, you'll see a full course breakdown and everything that you can expect inside the course. And then you won't be able to just check out. Oops, I wasn't done typing. So ignore that, what I just put in there. But it's just greenscaleacademy.com. If you go there, you'll be able to learn more about Greenscale Academy. and then you can book a discovery call. So I'll give you a free 15-minute call where I can answer any questions you may have about Greenscale Academy. And then if you want to enroll, you can. There's also a free webinar that I did that the replay is still available too. So if you want to go to the free masterclass, you can check that out. It's about an hour and a half. It was last Sunday, and replay should be available. If you just click register and then choose from the drop down box, instead of choosing the next date, which will be like the last Sunday of this month, just go ahead and watch the replay um, from a couple of weeks ago.
Perfect.
And yes,
And then
Madeline, you definitely got to be consistent.
Yeah. Deveneer, as far as licensing for a BPO call center, typically just having the business license that your state requires is going to be fine. Now, if you start offering like telemarketing and cold calling, that's a whole different realm, right? And then that is going to be other red tape that you got to go through. I don't teach that and I don't do that. So I wouldn't be able to give you advice specifically on what licenses would be needed. And then Christina, yes, there is a difference between IBO and BPO. So IBO, you are leveraging a RISE specifically to access Fortune 500 companies, but you're actually acting as a staffing agency, not as a call center, despite what they are telling you, right? So they have a great marketing strategy. No shade to them. They're geniuses because they empower you to feel like you're immediately a call center owner. You're not. You're a staffing agency doing what is the hardest part of any business, which is getting talent and good talent. So we're operating as a staffing agency for them. BPO, you're actually operating as a call center like a RISE, right? So you're actually bringing in the clients for your own call center and servicing them. So that's just a quick overview of that. And how did I get into this? Which side? Which side? So I'm involved in your IBO things, how to make a switch over to your BPO info. So I'm actually going to do a call tomorrow. So if you haven't been on the calls that I did last week, you check your email. If you're in my system, you got an email for the call tomorrow, so you can jump on that. And I'm gonna be going over an overview of just everything because enrollment starts on Sunday. And then as far as the call center side stays on, I learned about it in 2021. I launched this year my IBO call center staffing agency. And so I currently have a little over 700 agents. So it took me 7 months to build it to 700 agents. And then I launched my BPO call center after that. So that's how long I've been in it. But I've been an entrepreneur for 8 years, a business coach for 5. So that's my journey. So I'm not new to this. I'm true to it. I'm a serial entrepreneur in every sense of the word. So Ryan, I will be going over the white label part on that call. Absolutely. And then if you guys are not in my system, get in the system, click the link in my bio, go to the part where it says like BPO course, and you can book a discovery call, but you'll automatically get an invite to Friday's call too. So go ahead and click the link. All right, so y'all got any last minute questions while y'all have us? I'm surprised nobody was like brave enough to come up here and be on live with us.
I love how you just casually said you had 700 agents. Oh,
Yeah,
just 700,
I know. People be like, that's a big deal. You have to be like saying it with your chest
something
out. That's what
like,
my coach be saying. Like, you need to say it with your chest. Just something like
no,
that. I mean, I'm just
just
saying.
700
My real
people,
goal is to get to 1,000. Yeah, it's just, no big deal. Humble. It's
hmm
all it don't have I'm not special. I ain't do nothing special. I just market it and was consistent. That's it in God's favor. Now, it ain't no anybody can do it. Y'all just have to be consistent and don't give up. A lot of times we start businesses and then we quit like super fast. We don't even get the business 3 months. So be consistent
right.
in anything that you do. And stop hopping from business to business. There's no
Oh my gosh. I was just
feel like
about to say that.
way to like make $1 million. Like you have to be focused and like zone in and do the business. It works if you work it. Most times you just quit. You get a lot of
Yep.
that of people
I
trying to like
mean,
start stuff and then just quitting as soon as they get the information or not doing it at all.
um, I mean, yeah, for sure, but I was speaking from experience. Like,
Me too when I said it.
I'm just being real. Like, I've tried so much, and you remember how, like, y'all all know how it was in the pandemic, right? Turo and, like, all these different, shiny objects being dangled in our faces, so it was hard to not want to do it all, right? But
Yep.
speaking from my experience, I would start something, and then before I can even get this off the ground, I've already, now I'm looking at, you see the meme where it's like a guy walking with his girl and he's looking at the other chick.
Yep.
Like, that's how it was. Like, I had my main business, but I was always looking at that next, that other business that, like thinking the grass was going to be greener on the other side. And so I wish that I could just go back, like, a good 2 years and just say, look, just focus on this, right? And the best way I can explain it to y'all is, okay, we've always heard the term multiple streams of income, right? But instead of having multiple streams of income, I've heard, like, if you guys probably heard of Julian Gordon. I love how he explained it. Instead of having all these multiple streams of income, focus on just having one big body of water, right? Like, whether it be a lagoon, a ocean, whatever, right? Focus on making that one body of water bigger. You know what I'm saying? Versus having all these other little mini streams, right? So yeah, just try to focus on one thing, because there's no way that you can scale 5 different businesses at once.
Yep.
And I mean, you can, but it's going to take you twice, if not 3 times as long.
And
So
you're gonna have
just, become the expert at one.
yeah, and you're gonna have you're gonna have to need a team. Like you can. There's no way to scale by yourself, and you got. And honestly, so if you have your attention spread out that far, nothing's really getting your full attention. So you're not even going to focus in on it. You're gonna be, and I did it too. When we say we're serial entrepreneurs, sometimes it's not because we set out to do that. It's by default because in the beginning we were just trying anything to see, like, is this our thing, or is this going to get
Hmm.
us out of whatever situation that we're in at the moment. And what I had to learn is, especially this year, is like life is going to life regardless. There's always going to be some type of struggle, something that you're going through. Just focus. Don't lose focus, because that is like the devil's simplest trick is to dangle something new in front of you, and then you're off to the races. And this right here was your blessing, but you done cheated on your main business with your side business. And so just
Facts.
stay focused. Stay focused. I had to learn it the hard way. But any business that I really gave my all to for 6 months or longer, I made the most money in. Everything else was just a waste of time. Literally a waste of time. Um, so learn from us. We did it for you. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Stick to
Yeah,
it.
for real.
And you can earn multiple streams of income from one business. You build an ecosystem.
Yes.
Literally build
Yes.
an ecosystem. I feel
Yep.
like we do a whole training on ecosystem.
That's what I was trying to say, but you made it click. Yeah, for sure. Like, you can have multiple streams of income, but let them all be related to each other. You know what I'm saying? So, like, with me, I'm gonna give you an example to, like, really make it, like, so for example, so I have Greenscale Credit, which is it started off as a credit repair business. Then I added funding, right? Then from that I added coaching. Then I started a YouTube channel. That was a whole nother stream of income. You know what I'm saying? Then I had the course. So, like, those are 5 streams of income, and that's not even counting affiliate marketing. So really 6 streams of income in one business. That's called coming to one business checking account under one LLC. So instead of me trying to go and, do Turo over here and do Airbnb there and start a trucking company, and, you know what I mean, and try to do all that at once, I just thought of different ways to, you know, expand my ecosystem, like Jaquita said.
Yeah. That's literally the same thing that happens to me. Started off with a call center. People asked, can I teach them? Ended up in a course. Then I ended up doing a coaching program. Right? So the course and coaching program, two different things unless you combine them. Um, And then what else is there? So then I had to find a way to build out software because my family quit on me. I will never get tired of saying that. Um, but
Yeah.
so yeah, so now I have software, right? So four, and then I have another call center, and then what else do I have? There's something else I'm missing. Affiliate marketing, because I
Hmm.
introduced you all to all the different accounts. So yeah, six streams of income. Start off with one, right? So you guys just have to focus in. That business is going to open you up if you build it right and you stay focused. You'll have multiple streams of income off of one business.
Right.
Don't listen to social media and these gurus. Just don't. Just don't. I'm not even going. I would never tell myself that I'm a guru, because, honey, they be them gurus be the same thing. They be on one thing, whatever's trending. Next thing you know, they telling
Right.
you to do something else. Just find something that you actually love to do and stick with it.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that they said, "Oh, y'all really teaching? We trying. We trying."
Yeah. Anything I can look. Jaquita, Jaquita and I are alike in the fact that we want to stop you guys from repeating the same mistakes that we've made, right? If you can learn from our experience, you know, that is a blessing to us because then you don't have to sit here and go through the same thing.
Yeah. Literally. And it's hard and it's a waste of money. I'll tell y'all that I wasted so much money trying new things that if I would have been focused, because a lot of times we're like, oh, let's try this, let's try that. And we're all trying to get out, like, we're trying to make money because we got bills. That's the reality of it. Bills is due, they come
Hmm.
on time every time. So we're trying to figure out a way to make extra money. But if y'all just focus in and don't spend unnecessary money on random stuff that sounds good, someone's going to call you with it. And this is what the devil do. As soon as you decide I'm focusing on this business and nothing else, the devil starts sending everything to you. You're going to have a phone call from your best friend. They're going to be saying, hey, I just found out about this opportunity. You need to jump on. You need to get in here. You need to do this. It only costs this amount. We could go ahead for it. We could do this, right? Don't do it. Don't fall for it. Stay focused. Let them know, like, no, I'm already doing something. I'm already doing something. I'm not deviating. Stay true to it, because it's those little things. Y'all be overthinking the devil and how he works. It's little things like that. A phone call, an Instagram post, a Facebook ad that came up. It's just little things that will steer you off of your path. And then he got you away from your purpose. And now you got to go through all these struggles to bring it back in. So I found out about call centers in 2021. I knew that I should have did it. I started building it out, and then I was like, I'm busy, because my focus was somewhere. Something was dangling in front of me. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that instead. I'll get back to this. Imagine if I did this in 2021, right? But
Right.
lesson learned. So I'm telling y'all, learn y'all lesson, focus in, and stick with it. It'll work. It'll work. So Christy Love says, email Love. Whose email do you want? Either one of us, if you click the link in our bios, you'll find a way to contact us on any
Yeah.
platform, or just send us a direct message.
Yeah, DM is easier, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely easier than email, because I'm in like email jail on every email. Okay. All right. I think yeah. Another thing that I'll say, and I'm just gonna leave it here, and then unless y'all got another question, is get you a coach. Y'all on here with two coaches. Whatever you're going to do, find you a coach, find you a mentor that actually has been where you're trying to go, so that they can steer you. Just like we're giving y'all all this information so that you can not make the same mistakes. That's the whole point of having a coach that's in your arena. That's something that I had to learn the hard way too. Once I found a coach, my money multiplied, like, immediately, because they were able to give me strategies and plans and change my mindset to stuff that I wasn't even thinking about. So get you a coach, and don't be cheap when it comes to business. A lot of times we're trying to figure out the quickest and cheapest way to do something. You're going to have to sacrifice time. And either you're going to sacrifice now, or you're going to sacrifice for the rest of your life because you didn't sacrifice right now. So if you want your future, sacrifice your present to have the future.
Absolutely.
There's no way around it. I know social media make y'all think there is. There ain't. There's not. If you find it, let me know. Let me know.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, everybody here right now is currently paying for your actions from your past, right? So wherever you are in life today, right now, it is a direct result of actions or decisions that you made or lack of actions from your past, right? So, like she said, you need to sacrifice and invest, put in that sweat equity. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, you like a lot of us have been through the same things in life. We all have, trauma that we're healing from. But at the end of the day, what makes us different from anybody else is we're doing something about it. So as long as you're taking that step, right? You taking the necessary steps, even if they're baby steps. 1%. Like I'm a runner, I like to go running. So there's a term in the running community which is 1% better every day. That's the same mentality you got to have as an entrepreneur. And you can't, like she said, you can't be cheap when it comes to investing in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. You owe it to yourself. If you really want to change your life, you have to do something about it. And one thing I want to do, one quick mindset adjustment I want y'all to make. So, when you're thinking about, like we talked about, how you have to invest real money to build business credit and invest in business, right? But I want you to think about something. The average salary or income that you can make in corporate America is somewhere between like 40 to $60,000 on a, if you're really good, you have a really great job, maybe you can make six figures, right? But as an entrepreneur, the average is gonna be a doctor's salary, right? So if you can make 400,000, 200,000, 800,000 and up, don't you think it's worth it to invest both, mentally, physically, spiritually, or whatever the case may be, financially, to become your true self? Because every single one of you, the 27 people that are here right now, we all have latent abilities. That's what I like to call it, latent abilities, because I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. So latent abilities, right? Inside of us, we all have something that's just waiting to be groomed to, so that we can become the full potential that we all have. Like, you may not be in your final form right now, but when you start investing, that time and that equity, and you replace Netflix with YouTube, when you
Yeah.
replace, whatever you listen to, Ice Spice or whatever, when you replace that with a audio book, right? When you're
Mm-hmm.
driving in your commute to work, you are literally training yourself and you're learning, and you are going to, just like a flower, you're going to bloom. So yeah, you just got to start taking the necessary steps. Start reading, start watching YouTube. If you're on TikTok, start holding your finger and say, I'm not interested in the latest dance, and start liking business content and things like that. Change the algorithms. You know what I'm saying? We are what we consume. We become what we consume. So I just want y'all, that's the last thing I got to say. Just start thinking about
Well, I got
that,
a question for you before you do that. Well, who's your favorite character on Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, for me, it was Vegeta, because
I
he
was about to
was,
say the same thing. Yeah,
yeah,
mine
he
was
was
Vegeta too.
misunderstood. So I got a heart for the misunderstood.
That was Vegeta too. My brothers would like literally be having us outside playing like we were in Dragon Ball Z, like doing all the. I ain't about to get up and do all the moves and stuff.
That's what's up.
But yeah, so that's funny. But yeah, everything Kelvin said is true, y'all. Like, change your mindset. It's little things, daily habits. Your daily habits are what change your future. So start changing those daily habits. It's literally something as simple as, like he said, the audiobooks and things like that. Like, do those things. Meditating, working out. What if y'all really think about it, the wealthy recipe is here. Like, they left breadcrumbs and they repeat it in every single book that you read. They're all saying the same thing. You guys are just looking for it to be more complex than it really is. It's really simple, which is work on yourself and you'll get the results because you'll become a different version of yourself, which will attract those things. But it's not rocket science, guys. It just takes self-discipline, and that's the hardest part. And that's why you guys aren't implementing, because you're like, well, I'm gonna have to change, and that's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to change, and it's hard to be consistent. So the first thing is like just work on self-discipline. But yeah, it's I still struggle with self-discipline. There's certain stuff that I'm like a breeze at, and other stuff I'm like just 1%. We just gotta get 1% better. It's fine. Give yourself grace.
Yes.
You're not gonna be perfect at everything, y'all. It's just over time. It's over time.
Yeah, discipline is what I pray for, you know what I mean, daily. Like that's the one thing. I know some of y'all can like feel me on this. Like for me, if I actually had the discipline to do everything that I told myself that I was gonna do. Matter of fact, all of y'all right now, like do y'all realize that we only have 2 more months left in 2023?
Yeah.
Think about that. So right now, I want you to commit to doing whatever it is that you said you were going to do all year long. Get that done before the end of 2023.
Yep.
Right? Go into 2024 with a clean slate, right? Look at that to-do list. There should be nothing that you didn't check off. So right now, I'm glad we're having this conversation because I'm speaking to myself even right now. You know what I'm saying? There are things that I said I was going to do that I have not done yet. And so the good news is, yes, launching your call center. It's a lot of y'all probably in that same position, right? Launch your call center. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever it is that you said you were going to do. Make it happen. Make that promise to yourself because commitments matter. How can anyone else trust you if you can't trust you?
Mm, that's the word.
So let that sink, let that sizzle in your spirit, like, country way and say, right? So really though, guys, that's all I got to say. I keep saying that's all I got to say, but
I know I'll be the same way. Once you get started, it's
listen,
like, oh, there's so many things that we're sharing, and it's little gems like that. But yeah, y'all, scratch y'all to-do list off, launch what you need to launch, and start building, and stay focused. Don't go into 2024 trying to figure out what to do. Figure it out now, so that you can go into 2024 growing whatever it is that you're launching, right? And that's what I did. Like this, and don't go into debt for this make believe holiday season that's coming up. Just, that's just
oh man, yeah. I mean,
make believe.
that's a whole bar for real.
Don't let society screw you out of your future, right? So the decisions you make now, we're talking about decisions now. I know that the kids is probably gonna be like, I want this and they ain't even gonna play with it a month from now. They're not even gonna play with it. And honestly, teach them sacrifice. Teach them sacrifice for a better tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never hidden anything from my daughter, so she knows sacrifice, and she know like, oh no, mom's on a budget. She got this goal, and we're focusing on this goal. And then tell them, share your goals with your immediate family, not everybody else, but like with your kids and stuff. Bring them into it because then they're gonna be your biggest supporter, and honestly, they're gonna be your accountability partner because they'll make sure you're hitting those goals. So set a goal. If you gotta be a budget, do a budget. If you gotta like trim down on what you typically get on the holiday season to invest it into your business, let them know why, and then say, hey, when I reach this goal, we're going to celebrate this way, right? Give them something to look forward to, and instill these type of qualities in them now, which will help them in the future. So, because a lot of times you're going to give them something is it going to change their mindset? Is it going to help them in the future? Teach them stuff right now. Let them see you do stuff right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, see, they playing with boxes and stuff. I'm telling you. Listen, I care about birthdays, holidays. I'm like,
Yeah.
Celebrate it whenever we want. Somebody else made this day up anyway. I can make up my own day and what day I'm gonna celebrate it. So empower yourself. Stop making society run you.
And when you're self-paid in the shade, you can make your own holidays and say, I'm not working on that day.
Period. Every day's a holiday. Every
Hey,
day's a holiday when you do it the right way. So stop living for a special holiday. Make that your lifestyle, right? Self-paid and in shade is a lifestyle. He's not
it's a
waiting for his
lifestyle.
birthday. It's whenever he feel like getting up and going to the beach or the resort or whatever he's able to do that. Make it a lifestyle, y'all. Sacrifice now so you can have the actual lifestyle and stop watching other people that have it. You can do that, but it's going to take some sacrifice. It's going to take it now. So yeah, I'm just going to say that we're going to leave it there. Don't let this make believe holiday.
I promise.
Yeah, we don't. Okay, so we appreciate y'all for joining. We hope you learned a lot of information. I'm going to upload the replay to YouTube. Self-Paid in the Shade. YouTube is Kelvin McNeil. Matt's is Jaquita Renee. Links in our bios for everyone. Follow us. Put your notifications on so that when we do go live again, you guys can jump on. And this won't be this is just one of many lives that we'll be doing together and with other coaches joining.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back together.
Yeah. So follow us, put your notifications on. You guys have an amazing day. If you're in my group, I will see y'all tomorrow night for the BPO call. I'm talking about this phone just do whatever it wants. Okay. Clearly the phone is over it too. So good night. Calvin, before we go.
Nah, I just want to thank you for having me on. I had a blast. I hope, like, if you guys want me to go on here and be live with my sister, y'all let her know. Let her know, like, where's Kelvin? Where's Kelvin? I had a lot of fun. I would love to, make this a regular thing. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all night. Love y'all, and yeah, hopefully we'll do this again sometime.
All right. Have a good night, y'all.